Okay, in exam 3, we take a look at initialization and declaration at the same time. And we'll start with question number 1. How would you declare and initialize an integer field named hit points to have a value of 10 in one line of code? So to initialize it, we would type in, to declare it, we'd type in int hit points, and then I could put a semicolon after that. That declares it. And then on the next line, I could initialize it by saying hit points equals 10. So here I've got 2 lines of code. They're separated by semicolons. They're all in one line though. But it says int hit points, that declares it, and hit points equals 10, that declares it. If we want to do it all at once, then we just have them overlap each other. And so we'll just get rid of one of these hit points here and one of these semicolons, and we'll say int hit points equals 10. Now we're declaring it in one part of the line and initializing it in the second part of the line. So that's declaration and initialization all in one line. Question number 2, how would you declare and initialize a string field called first name to a value of Jenny in one line of code? So here we would put string first name equals, and within quotation marks, Jenny. So in the first part of the line we are declaring. In the second part of the line we are initializing. Note the quotation marks because Jenny is not a variable, Jenny is a literal string. Question number 3, construct a new CNReader object named read using the CNReader class's default constructor. So here we're going to declare and initialize the CNReader object, which is called construction, and we're going to do that by typing in CNReader and then the identifier read equals new CNReader. And there's the default constructor. So in the first part we're declaring, in the second part we are initializing, and you see that they overlap. So that's how we declare and initialize, or also called construct, a CNReader called read. Question number 4, a statement in which a variable is declared and immediately given its initial value. Well, that's declaration and initialization. Question number 5, the blank method immediately terminates the program. So if we want to write a method, or if we want our program to suddenly stop, like we ask the person, hey, do you want to continue playing? And they say, no, I don't want to play anymore. Then we could say, okay, system.exit. That's the method that kills the program. You'll notice that after the word exit there's some parentheses. Within the parentheses there's a 0. That 0 is called the error code. And if we put 0 in there, that means that there was no error. We intended to shut down the program. Other times, if there's an error, we might write in the error code so that we can track why the program's crashing. But in this case, it's not crashing. It's just shutting down nicely like we want it. So that's system.exit 0. Keep in mind that system is capitalized. Question number 6, a synonym for object. A synonym for object. Objects of a class are instantiated when a class constructor is invoked via the new operator. Okay, so this is a question that we've looked at already. That's an instance. A little review for you. Question 7. Which is not an example of declaration and initialization? So this first one, here we declare a variable called number of students, and then we initialize it to the value of 23. So that's good. Here we create an object called ship, we call it Argo. So we've declared that there. Then we initialize it by calling its constructor Argo equals new ship. This one here, x equals y equals 0, where we're not declaring anything. We are perhaps initializing them, but we can't be initializing them here because we're not declaring them. So this is the bad one right here. Last one, students, that's an array of students. Okay, so here we declare an array of students called students. And then here we assign that the initial value, students equals new students, and then the number of students that we want to create in that array. Okay, and that's the end of that.